What's going on YouTube? This is Wayne with Wayne's Fish World, coming back to you guys after vacation. Okay guys, do you think my tanks look good or bad? Oh, they look like some shit. Actually, it's not that bad. I just need to replace the phosphate media. I told you guys that I was going to replace the phosphate media in this tank because I saw a little bit of cyanobacteria growing over there. And it spread. This is no big deal. This is an indication of phosphate levels are rising in the aquarium. So all I have to do for this is to pretty much just replace the phosphate media in a couple days. The cyanobacteria would clear up because there would be no food that'll feed the organic materials in the tank. Other than that, the tank is doing really well. It looks ugly to the eye, but once I put some phosphate media that's brand new in my reactor, this tank will be back to normal. And we're going to be talking about saltwater. And all my saltwater fans are going to be like, hot damn, he's back on our side, But let's talk about freshwater. Okay, do you guys think freshwater made it, or do you think freshwater didn't make it? Freshwater, it made it. It's just, this is what happened in a week's worth of neglectance. Some plants have milted, but other than that, it looks good. It just needs to be filled up, but a few plants have milted, and that really sucks. And it's making me want to feed saltwater even more. And what I saw on vacation really started feeding my saltwater plans, and I have come up and organized. The filtration is not planned out, but the tank, from dimensions to how to build it, the cheapest route about it, I have planned in my head on paper on how to build an 8-foot long tank. Not buy, but build one. And it'll be plywood and glass, and it won't look ghetto rig. And I don't know when I'm going to do that, but I definitely know what route I'm going to take with a 55-gallon tank. Let's stop looking at the freshwater, because we're not going to talk freshwater in this video today, guys. We're going to be talking strictly saltwater. Okay, guys, let's talk about a saltwater tank. I had corals in here, and it looked good. It looked really great. I still have a sponge and a gorgonia in here, and a few mushrooms. You know, you can't kill those. But you know, I did one bad thing with leaving the RODI water on too long, and the salinity drops. Okay, that's bad. That's my fault. That's me. It's all me. No problem. I understand that. But before that, I had a bad batch of salt that killed all my fish. There's so much you can take with tanks crashing. And not really crashing. And this cyanobacteria looks bad, but like I said, once I put phosphate media in there, it's going to go away. But I came to a conclusion. I think I'm done with corals. Not that I'm like completely done with corals, but in my 55-gallon tank, I'm completely done with corals. You guys are going to laugh at this. You guys are going to go, Wayne, are you serious? You're Wayne's with Fish World. Wayne with Wayne's Fish World. You can do better than this. Yeah, I can, but I'm choosing not to. I think I'm going to get those realistic, you guys aren't going to believe what I'm about to say. I'm talking high-dollar fake coral inserts. Yeah, I said it. Fake corals in my tank. And the reason I say this is because if I can get something that looks real from a distance and I don't have to worry about it at this point in my life, I think I'm cool with it, because I'm tired of, you know, buying stuff for my tanks, hundreds of dollars, and then, you know, a power outage comes and a hurricane comes and the tank crashes because, you know, this tank wasn't on par because of the power outage, or, you know, a heater overheating 100-some degrees, or a pump smoking the hell out of your tank and killing your fish, or, you know, a bad batch of salt and it kills everything because it was chemically imbalanced. Or if this was actually the one that was on my fault, but actually leaving the RODI water on too long and killing your fish, and that one was my fault. That was, I mean, not your fish. All the fish lived, but the corals died. And I want all these fish that cannot cooperate together. I want fish that nip at corals. I want fish that just don't do good in reef tank. And I said, I had to think about this a long time. I thought about it on vacation. When really seeing big tanks, like 40-foot long tanks, that was on the TV show Tanks, which I'll show you in videos later. Seeing these stuff really made me think about it. I said, Wayne, why did you get into saltwater? I got into saltwater because of that fish right there. And my fish is still a baby. The one I had, my first one before Hurricane Irene power outages, was like almost fully grown. But I thought about it. Why did you get into this stuff? What made you go into saltwater? And it was the fish. It wasn't the corals. And what I'm thinking about doing is something I had in my heart for a long time, and that's what I'm talking about, the 8-foot long tank. I've actually talked about it to my girlfriend a lot, and she actually liked the idea of fake corals, and I couldn't believe she did, but she was like, because we saw some real looking, I think they're made by Living Color in California, like $50 a pop, and it's expensive as hell. But, you know, I was like, what do you think about this? And she was like, yeah, cool. I said, do you like it? And she was like, yeah, put it this way. You put that fake coral in the tank, the average guest isn't going to know it's real or fake or not. And once that coral's in there, it's in there. You never have to clean it. When we move, we never have to worry about putting it in a bucket, acclimating, make sure the salinity doesn't get too low, make sure the salinity doesn't get too high, make sure the pH doesn't drop, make sure that the water temperature stays the same. You know, all this crap and headache with it, we don't have to worry about it. And I'm thinking about putting realistic corals in this tank, and that's just the beginning. I'm thinking about building a 240 or maybe bigger, not too sure yet. I'm looking around prices on glass, if you guys can help me. The cheapest one I found, and it was 96 inches by 24 inches, and I have to make that slightly smaller due to the wood, because it's going to be inside. I'm not explaining how I'm going to build it in this video, but it would have to be slightly smaller in those dimensions. And the cheapest one I found was like 150 bucks, I think $144 on 1-day glass at 1/2 inch thickness. But the shipping was like $240. If I wanted the priority, it was like $300 some dollars. Now, $300 isn't bad on glass. And the reason I want the glass is, I mean, a pond would be so much cheaper to make, but I want to view saltwater fish from the side, not the top. But if you guys can know some cheaper prices out there, let me know, guys, because I know a lot of people on YouTube have made their own plywood tanks. And I tell you, when I make this tank, it's not going to be ghetto rigged. But I tell you guys, I said it in the last video, I want big angels, I want a lot of tangs, I want fox faces, I want a lot of triggers. I want a lot of those candy fish that just grab your attention, and you know, they smack down beautiful. You guys seen the video where I made that 5-gallon tank for my little cousin. Check it out right here. You guys know that I can make live rock look completely real. And there's some idiot out there that's going to bitch and whine and say, I can't believe you're putting fake corals in your tank. I can't believe you're going to go fake rock. Well, look at this, guy. I'm going to go fake rock in this big-ass build, too. Because what I've learned through experience, you know, it all depends on what your goal is and what you want to achieve with this tank. But I can make fake rock, make it look better than real rock, and, you know, have permanent fake coralline algae on there. And coralline algae is nice, and it'll grow itself. You really don't have to maintain it as long as your water parameters are in check. But with all this fake stuff, I can, as long as it looks good too, but with all this fake stuff, there's so much less to worry about. And yeah, I mean, you shouldn't have to worry about this as long as your water parameters are in check. But let's say, SPSs, they don't like anything in fluctuation. So if my salinity fluctuates a little bit, you know, that could kill a SPS. With a salinity fluctuation, it's not going to hurt the fish unless it's huge. And the fake corals, they're going to live. The fake coralline algae, they're going to live. Same thing with freshwater. I believe your biological filtration should come strictly through your sand or dirt or your gravel, and all the media in your tank, either be your live rock, the sides of your wall, the intake on your pump, the sump, every little surface area, that's where your beneficial bacteria is. So I definitely want to build a huge saltwater tank with no real corals, but make it look real, make it look legit. Don't make it look ghetto. Or this might happen years, this might happen a year from now, a couple months from now. I don't know when I'm going to begin it, but I will begin in the future a 8-foot long tank build and huge saltwater fish. I mean, huge saltwater fish. Alright guys, let's take a look at the pond. Alrighty, I'm back in Virginia, and I left sunny California where it was warm and never cold, and I'm back in Virginia where it's fall and rain and wet. How do you like that? I don't like the fall, but I tell you what, honestly guys, I miss California. Alright guys, I'm going to show you a little sneak peek in this video too. I got baby ducks. I know a lot of people like the farm life stuff, and I'll show you my baby ducks for the koi. It's kind of dark out here, the sun's going down, but I'll show you guys what I got going on here. Koi are doing fine. They're actually growing a bit. I cannot wait until I get these fish huge. I got 2 pond videos coming up in California. There was a pond, I'm not even kidding you. This thing was like 200 feet long and about 40 feet wide and 4 foot deep. I got underwater footage, you know it. And there was another pond with koi that were like 3 feet long and absolutely beautiful. And I can't wait to show you guys. Oh God, guys, the pond. There's no real updates on this pond. I did do a little thing, couple things before I left. And like I was talking about, pre-maintenance before I leave. You definitely want to make sure everything's in check. What I did is I kind of ghetto rigged it for now, and it'll be it'll look better in the future. But I made some altercations, if I can talk. But I buried the canister filter, and you know, it looks bad now, but the tubing's in there like that. This will be shut down in the winter because there's no amount of insulation I can put on there to keep it warm unless I want to put an arm and a leg, and I'm not doing that. In the wintertime, it'll have a huge air pump, maybe pass it through the trash can of gravel that I have on there now. But you can see the UV lights going in there. And what it does is the water pumps through in here in the canister filter, and all I use for mechanical filtration, no chemical filtration, is polyester pillow fabric. And it passes through here through, I think this is a 36 or 55 watt, I can't remember. It was a big UV light, it's either 36 or 55, I want to say it was 55. But just with canister filter with polyester pillow fabric, and a big UV light, and that's, guys, that's the biggest advice I can give you guys on ponds. People, I see all these videos and people go through all this amount of filtration and they spend $100 and have like 20 trash cans in their yard. The best thing you can do is just get yourself a huge or multiple huge UV lights and run your pond on that, because that's all that matters. If you have that UV light and a filter that can trap fine particles, that's all you need. And I'm telling you guys, that's all you need. Alright guys, so you guys want to see the baby ducks. Alright, let's go see them. And I was gone a week, and when I came back, these little guys got big. I got 2 females in here, the mama and I guess you want to call it the aunt. But oh crap. Tell you what guys, I'll show you that when the sun's up. This is Wayne with Wayne's Fish World. I definitely will be doing more with saltwater. So, for all you saltwater people out there, your wishes come true. Comment, rate, subscribe guys. I'll see you guys later. This is Wayne with Wayne's Fish World. Later.